Now that Tess is out and we're seeing what Hush can do with a little support, many more people are picking her up. But Tess also changed the math on what the best logistics for Hush are. In this video, we're going to look at which set is right for you and when it might be best to switch over. In order to evaluate the effect of any logistic set, we need to look at the damage formula for Lasting Flame, Hush's ultimate skill. No need to get worried though, we're going to keep it extremely simple. The basic damage formula takes our base attack and multiplies by our attack bonus percent from weapons and logistics. Next, we multiply that by the skill attack ratio and add the skill's flat damage in. This is the attack contribution to the skill's damage. For the next step, we throw all of our non-final damage bonuses into a pile and multiply the attack contribution by the damage bonus. Finally, we multiply that result by the final damage bonus. Here's what that looks like with actual numbers plugged in. The base attack is 2,399. The attack bonus percent is 110%, so we multiply by 2.1. Next, we multiply by the skill's attack ratio of 33% and add the skill's flat damage of 49. If we have no logistics or other bonus, the damage bonus will just be 1, like it is here. At the end, we have a 20% final damage boost for using a thermal weapon, and another 3% final damage boost every 10th of a second. If we mash all those numbers together, we get 1,711.5 times our final damage bonus. Now let's look at how logistics affect all this. Since Fenya is recommended in game, we'll start here. This set gives plus 32% ultimate damage bonus. It also gives plus 46% general damage bonus to everything for 10 seconds after using your ultimate skill. Both of these damage bonuses will go into the same pile. For now, we won't worry about the time limit on the second one. Together, they add up to a 78% damage bonus, so we add a 0.78 to the damage bonus multiplier in our formula. When we simplify, we see that our base damage for Fenya is going to be 3,046.5 before our final damage multiplier. Thebes is a set clearly meant for skill users, and especially skill users that land a high number of hits in quick succession. It gives plus 24% skill damage, and also gives a 2% attack bonus every time a skill hits, up to a maximum of 20 stacks, or a 40% attack bonus. The 24% damage bonus goes into our damage pile, but the 40% attack bonus goes into our attack bonus percent. For simplicity, we'll just assume that Thebes is always at max stacks, as it reaches it after only 2 seconds of Lasting Flame. Once we simplify, we see that our base damage for Thebes is only 2,514.9 before our final damage multiplier. When we compare these two numbers, Fenya is the clear winner. A difference of 500 base damage may seem small, but the thing that makes Hush so powerful is her massive final damage scaling. After only 4 seconds of Lasting Flame, she's doing an additional 120% damage. That 500 difference will have expanded to a 1,100 damage difference. It's hitting 10 times a second as well, which quickly creates a large gap in damage. This is why Fenya is recommended in game and by anyone who previously did the math. To explain how things have changed, we first need to look at the formulas for these sets. Fenya has a much higher damage multiplier, which accounts for its ultimately higher base damage. However, Thebes has a moderately higher bonus attack percentage, which offsets its low damage multiplier. We can simplify a little bit and think of the damage formula as the attack base portion multiplied by the damage bonus. Thebes has a higher attack base portion than Fenya, so it will produce more damage with the same damage bonus. For every 100% damage that we add, Thebes gains about 300 more damage than Fenya. The thing is, before Tess, there just weren't enough damage bonuses in the game to hit the point where Thebes pulled ahead. Before Tess, Hush could gain plus 45% ultimate skill damage from Tier 2 Lava Bones, her signature weapon, and another plus 40% damage if the target was burning. If she had an ally equipped with the Pine Aurora pistol, also at tier 2, she'd gain another plus 30% damage. Finally, an allied 4-star Shenzing with Manifestation 3 or above could give her another plus 30% damage. That's it. This adds up to a plus 145% damage bonus. Let's go ahead and add that 145% extra damage bonus into our formula. It all gets thrown into the damage bonus pile and simplifies into this. Fenya ends up with 5,528.1 base damage, while Thebes has 5,455.9. They're incredibly close, but Fenya is still ahead, and since Husk magnifies any difference in damage several times over, Fenya was rightfully considered her best-in-slot logistics set. To see where these two sets break even, we can set up this little equation and just slap it into wolframalpha.com to see that Fenya and Thebes will do equal damage with a total damage bonus of 167.8%. Before Tess, it was almost impossible to reach that number. You had your 145% from weapons and logistics and other skills, and then you would have had to roll 3 very high thermal bonuses on your level 15 logistics to reach it. It'd only be for the 5 seconds before your burn wore off and you lost that damage buff. So by the time you got to the point where you're doing the highest damage in your ultimate, Fenya is once again on top. And then came Tess. Her logistics squad, which I will not attempt to pronounce, her weapon, and her support skill. Altogether, Tess adds plus 115% damage to Hush on top of her U energy generation shenanigans. She essentially doubled Hush's maximum damage bonus overnight, and, as we've seen, Hush turns small increases in base damage into massive increases in DPS. In our previous example, we had Hush, a pistol user using the Pine Aurora pistol, and then 4-star Shenzing with her Slayer Aura, which gives plus 30% skill damage. If we replace either the pistol user or Shenzing with Tess, we lose the 30% damage boost from the previous teammate, but we gain 115% from Tess. This results in a total damage bonus of plus 230%. This is higher than the starting damage bonus for Fenya, and much higher than our break-even point. When we simplify, we see that Fenya now has a base of 6,982.9 compared to Thebes' base of 7,179.8. That's about a 200 damage difference. By the end of the 10th second of Hush's ult, this has grown to an 800 damage difference applied 10 times per second. So we can see why Thebes is the stronger set for a Hush with high damage bonuses, but there's still a few more things to consider. With Tess at higher manifestation levels, it is possible for Lasting Flame to go on for 15 seconds or more. Remember how Fenya loses most of its bonus after 10 seconds? If Hush is ulting for 15 seconds, the final 5 seconds do slightly more damage than the initial 10. This is not a great time to lose a chunk of your damage bonus. On the other hand, if you're using a character like Moxir Ka with her signature weapon Alloy Truth, she'll be giving you a massive flat attack bonus. To make the best use of this, Fenya's higher multiplier is very tempting. Thebes only multiplies base attack, so will actually fall far behind in this situation. In the end, only you can determine which set best fits your circumstances. Remember, you need just under 170% damage bonus for Thebes to pull ahead of Fenya, but if you're in a situation where you'll be using a long ultimate, Thebes is likely better even if you're missing a few damage bonuses. I'll drop some links in the description to people one-shotting bosses with Husk. I think the fastest time as of this recording is 13.7 seconds, using Moxir's Ka with her Alloy Truth weapon and the Fenya set. There's also another run using, I want to say, Acacia Kaguya and the Thebes set. There are a few memes out there about using Xinye logistics on Hush as well. Xinye gives no damage bonus at all, but does refund 20% of the energy spent on your ult. For Hush, it refunds based on the total drain, so you can use 200 energy during your beam and get a 40 energy refund. However, since there's no damage bonus, Xenia was never anything more than a beam. It's possible that it may change in the future, as Tess allows you to regenerate and therefore spend much more energy during your ult, and therefore that refund could be larger. And there are so many other sources of damage bonus that it doesn't hurt as much to be missing some logistics as it used to. If it ever becomes more than a meme, I'll be sure to let you know.